Beautiful morning to you out there this lovely Tuesday, the 12th day of August 2025. Welcome to Good Morning Anambra, the press review. My name is Ajuchuku Okagwe.
Good morning, AJ.
Good morning, AJ.
My name is Ijama. Welcome. Okay, we'll take a break now, and when we come back, we'll bring you press review proper with our guest that is already seated here with us.
Glad to have you. Our guest is ably seated here in the studio in the person of Sir Jerry Ubudu, a current affairs analyst. Sir Jerry, good morning.
Thanks for having me.
It's always a pleasure having you around.
Thank you very much.
And yeah, let's begin as it's tradition here on giving you the news making rounds on ABS website before we now delve into the national dailies. And the first news we have for you today is Soludo flags off construction of St. Stephen's Road by Emmanuel Church Junction on Onitsha.
Annual August meeting, Anambra Governor's wife, Dr. Soludo, urges women to brainstorm on family issues.
Work advances on dualization of Nogu Agulu-Newi Road project.
Anambra South Senatorial District by-election, Astok Youth PG Okoli assures ABGA candidates of support.
Federal government orders audit of Buster homes of Nigerian Correctional Services.
President Tinubu appoints new FCC chairman, names secretary and other commissioners. Oh, I thought you wanted to say FCT. Okay.
But that's all we have for you on the ABS website. And let's pick one or two stories and delve into it before we now go into the dailies, national dailies to discuss. Quickly, let's begin to look at, in recent time, Anambra seems to have, been converted into construction sites where roads are, having a new makeover. I think 2 days ago, somebody was asking me, is there any part of this state that has not actually been touched in the area of road rehabilitation or total reconstruction? And we can say virtually none, you understand, within the 21 local government areas of the state. But then, if you travel out of Anambra State, you now begin to wonder, why is the same aggressive nature that Anambra State government is using to address Anambra roads, federal government is not using it to address federal government roads? Rather, we are going on a white elephant project of 700 kilometer coastal highway. Sir Jerry, what do you have to say about
endorsements for 2027
Before you even answer the question, has your community been touched?
It's touched, but I will appreciate, if it is touched deeply.
Okay.
For now, the road that passes from Eke Abagana going through Aba down to Okozo is the one, it just passed, but I will appreciate it if the governor could look in the road that passes from Ezinobat.
Where are you from, by the way?
From my country home is Abagana, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, Abagana is in Anambra Central.
Anambra State, yeah, Central.
Okay.
So if you could pick up the road that passes from Ezinobat, down, that one has touch the main core of Abagana, passes through down to Abagana Girls Secondary School. If you could pick up that one, we'll be gladly appreciated.
Is there any route from Ezinobat that will stretch to Abagana Girls?
Yes.
Okay, but there's a road that has been done for Abagana Girls through Oyago.
Through Oyago and
Amenye, and those areas.
And that one is also just passed partially to Nimu. But the one I'm talking about, went through the main core Bagana area. So
they have done that of the Oyago Amenye to Nimo, and then they've done that of the Eke to Bo and to Aba.
That one is still under construction.
It's still under construction.
It's not yet done yet. Yes, it's still under construction.
Where and where have not touched? I thought they have finished it.
No, they've done from Eke Bagana, still approaching
Ubo Gate.
Ubo, yes.
So, is there any way?
They've not gotten to Aba, to Okuzula.
Yeah, from Abaga, you're from Aba. So the ones from Abaga has been touched. So you've gotten about 2, or maybe another one I don't even know. And you are still asking from, are you Oliver Twist?
No.
Let's go.
No, I'm just, projecting the one that touches the main core.
Okay. Okay, that was why you said deeply.
Yes.
I got you.
So, okay. Apart from that, AJ,
yeah,
I can say that, it's nicknamed the All-Wat-Wave. That's the governor of Anambra said. I can, comfortably say that.
Is that the reason why he's embarking on all these roads? And then what is Umahi, our Minister for Works, being called?
So our governor is doing marvelously well. I wouldn't say that if he's not doing that. So a lot of dualization is going on, and others. If I mention them here,
we might have time not to do it. There will be no time to do anything. Yes. Now, what do you have to say about federal government ordering the audit of Buster homes and Nigerian correctional centers across board?
Well,
because most times people just talk about correctional centers, forgetting that there are Buster homes too. Buster homes are places where they take juveniles, people that are not actually, up to
the age of being in prison.
Yeah, for prison. So most times people don't even know such places, such facilities exist. I used to know one way back in Kaduna then, you understand? And sometimes when you're passing there, you would hear youngsters screaming, crying, making...
I want to go home. And when you come home, it's like your parents' problem.
Exactly. When they just send you to that place, the reformation is... As in, I don't even know what they do to kids. I don't even want to wonder what they...
Is there a reformatory center?
It's good if they have all it takes, to rehabilitate and get the kids or the boys or the ladies, young girls, come back to their senses, know the reason why they are there, and try to make them not to go back when they are out of that place. They shouldn't remain old self or old creature, but they should turn a new leaf after that place. So if they are auditing it, okay. What are they auditing? Is it the facilities? Is it how the young lads are being looked after? If they are the things, it's okay, but let it not be, just a paperwork, and after that, nothing happens.
Okay. Let's also look at what is trending now, especially down here in the east, which is August meeting. And the governor's wife, Dr. Soludo, urges women to brainstorm on family issues. Well, while I was taking that news this morning, there are a whole lot of things that she pointed out. And most importantly, she asked them to deviate from the old order of August meeting, where you are going to show off and do a whole lot of things. And it will be long. They stopped them from wearing different uniforms and sticking on one uniform. They started showing through jewelries and whatever. And and through cars. Okay, some come to the August meeting 3 days or 4 days, different cars, exotic cars like that, intimidating other women, intimidating us, the civil servants.
You come over from Lagos with 4 cars to your village.
You don't know? No, they make 3 arrangements, bring in the cars. Okay, you just make our press. I will press them this way. Send down the cars that I'll go to meeting with. You don't know these women, leave it there. So let's look at how we are going to, according to what the governor's wife said. I was listening to a different radio station yesterday, and people were criticizing August meeting.
Wow.
That this year they doubled payments. If you paid 4,000 something, last year, this year is 12,000 something. That they said everything has increased. Like that thing is not increasing in your own life, and then your salary is not increasing. If you're a civil servant worker, your salary is not increasing, but they're increasing the money they pay everywhere, especially in the August meetings. How do we handle this? Can we just scrape up that thing? Is it necessary?
No, obviously it's necessary
No,
because
I asked her. I didn't ask you. I asked you.
Well, what I can say to that is let them cut down on the demands they are making from the women. You know, all hands are not equal, but it's good that annually they come together, brainstorm, at least exchange, you know, pleasantries and you know, contacts and networks. But you know, all these gigantic projects all the time, it's unwelcome. Let them cut down on the demands they make of the women, and also showing off. You know, they should avoid that kind of thing. It's not good for the, you know, the reason why they are there. You know. Thank you.
Okay, quickly let's delve into the business part of the day. That is talking about the national dailies, and the first paper for review this morning is the Daily Times newspaper. And let's begin from the mast of the paper. Tuga applauds NITCOM's strategic role in promoting Nigeria's 4D agenda. Also, we have the NIPCO to sustain downstream oil sector investment. And then the banner headline is screaming, blind, physically challenged group at cripple activities at Lagos Airport.
Again?
A lot seems to be happening at Nigerian airports these days. And then a week after value jet, AON slams no-fly live ban on Ibom Air passenger. And then we have withholding raise NYSC discharge certificate, vengeful action. That's coming from the Labour Party. 3 years later, federal government arraigned 5 suspects over 2022 terrorist attack on Ondo Catholic Church. And then we have 189 billion alleged fraud. EFCC grills former Sokoto Governor Tambowa. Tinubu congratulates NAFDAC for retaining WHO maturity level 3 status. And that's all we have for you on the front page of the Daily Times this morning.
Okay, and let's look at the Daily Sun. Daily Sun this morning, a lot of cuts in this Daily Sun. I can't even see a whole lot of things. The unruly female passenger gets a flight ban for life, docked, remanded in prison with some riders there. Obi accuses airport authorities of double standards. And then on Palm 1, action amounts to terrorism in some nations. NCAA, okay? Other stories coming from here. Nigerian doctors in diaspora right now, Tinubu over rising wave of sudden deaths. Okay, but the banner headline here says, ADC, EFCC fights over intimidation allegation with some riders, claims anti-graft agency acting as APC's hit squad. And then we are not partisan. Commission says that's the EFCC said that they are not partisan. We're going to look at that and find out if you are or not. Another writer there said coalition leadership should first regularize position with INEC, and this is coming from APC. This coalition seems to be making some people sleepless. Okay, DSS arraigns 5 for terrorism over Owo Church. Okay, this paper cut. I'm sure it's not the end of it. Let me just read the ones that is available here. EFCC grills detains ex-Sokoto Governor Tambowa over alleged money, perhaps money laundering. I couldn't get that one. Flood sweeps away 150 million naira Ikorodu fish farms. Lack of insurance. Or lack of insurance, whatever. Okay, panel pros Bobrisky's preferential treatment in cut. It got cut off. Okay, so you may need to pick your Daily Sun and find out details on that. Okay, the Punch.
Up next, before our guest begins to review the papers, let's touch on what we have for you, beginning with the banner headline on the Punch newspaper. Panic in ADC as EFCC goes after key members. And then we have EFCC grills coalition member Tambowal over 189 billion fraud, insist on probe. Key coalition members push back as anti-graft body summons 3 ex-governors. Federal government generates 5.2 trillion naira from oil sales in first quarter. And then we have IG extends tinted glass permit enforcement to October the 2nd. Government wants 3,598 workers of dismissal, orders fresh verification. And then we also have custom intercept 10 billion worth of arms and expired drugs. 5-phase trial over 2022 over church terror attack. Ibom's air passenger remind ignite selective justice opera. Ogun removes demolition seal as Daniel threatens Abiodun with lawsuits. Wow, 2 governors having it there. Okay, quickly, Sir Jerry.
Yeah.
Let's begin to talk. Now, let's pick on this, the coalition talking about EFCC going after 3 ex-governors on this coalition bid. Is that a plot to, let's say, put a cog in the wheel of progress in the process of this alliance that we are trying to form, or rather they are trying to form, in order to oust President Tinubu?
Yeah, the way I look at it is that the APC as a party are jittery over the coalition group. The coming together of those parties, makes them uncomfortable. Looking at the principal actors in that group, they know that they are not the people they can toy with. So, and they are doing all they can to, dismantle or scuttle, whatever they are planning. For instance, they have asked them to regularize with INEC. Are they the people to tell them to do that? Now, where are the EFCC after those governors who swear in their state? Why are they coming up now? So, with all these things put together, one can say that the APC and the government in power is doing everything to frustrate the move these guys are making. But they are still moving on. They are still holding theirs. So let's see how it unfolds.
Okay, let's see how it unfolds. And then we're still having the blind, physically challenged group cripple activities at Lagos Airport. This was the airport that last week we were talking about the federal government doling out 712 billion naira for rehabilitation across board. But I don't think any airports in the southeast we're going to be pinching a little from that huge sum of money. And now we're having issues, live ban, fly ban. We saw that of Kwam 1 not too long ago, and now we're seeing that of. So what's actually happening in Nigerian airports? Because this is the first contact a foreigner will definitely get to see on entering this country, and we are beginning to have so many irregularities. Does it mean that Nigerians don't even know their rights any longer, or know what they need to do when they are at the airports and the rest of it all?
Yeah. First of all, the humongous money that the federal government, mapped out for renovation of Lagos International Airport, is very wasteful. Some school of thought says that that kind of money should have built a totally a new airport. So last time I came, I said that, maybe, they are mopping up money which they will use for their campaign, but it's not good at all. Why most Nigerians are suffering, under hunger, dying of not being able to pay for their medical bills and all that. And then coming to the airport, behavior, to Juan and to the other lady. I can tell you that our people are not very friendly in handling matters concerning the visitors and those who fly. Yeah, I related my story here some time ago about flying with Turkey airline, and before we could take off, there, a fault developed. They just took us that night to various hotels, and we lodged, ate, and in the morning we ate. Then they brought in totally a new, plane. So we went. But if it is a Nigeria plane, they will abandon us, and nobody cares for us and all that. So people in the airport business should change their attitude to how they handle the passengers. Knowing fully well that that's the first port of call for visitors in Nigeria. Thank you.
Yeah, let's look at this critically, because it does appear we are having serious issues with our airlines and their administration. 2 days ago, I watched a video online where a young lady that was indecently dressed was in an airline, an international airline, and then the manager of the airline came and asked her to please, brought a blanket and gave her to please cover herself. And she refused, said that she doesn't want to cover, that she wants to appear like this. Okay, and then the manager insisted that you must cover yourself or you get out of the airplane. Okay, and when even her friends, the male friend that was with her, started fighting, that she doesn't want to cover this and that, and the manager insisted, politely, eventually, they collected the blanket and covered her, and they took off. Fine. Now, we had a different version of that in Nigeria, where a young lady was asked to switch her phone. But sometimes you want to even ask yourself, how was she asked to do that?
Approached.
Okay, what was the approach like?
Yeah.
Okay, so she was asked to switch, and she said no, and they dragged her, tore her dress, naked her, and then recorded her, and posted it out. A young lady, the next thing that she got was a ban on local and international flights. No justice. Nobody has investigated anything, nothing. And then she got straight away and got locked up immediately. Okay? Okay, that's okay. And just yesterday we saw another one, the same Ibon airline. A young lady got into a flight that has loaded, ready to take off, and she started asking of her luggages that she couldn't find one of her luggages. Okay? And then the management, the Ibon management canceled the whole flight because somebody said that she's looking for one of her luggages. Everybody got down, got out of, and they canceled the flight. The young woman was crying. I have this flight to catch 5 a.m. this morning. It happened yesterday. She was saying, this flight to catch this morning, British Airways, I've paid, £2,000 for this, another kind of a thing. What's going to happen to me? Nobody bothered, nobody attended to her. They canceled the flight there and there. What is happening to us? And just this morning we saw that the physically challenged are protesting. That one is okay because from the training we had recently, they were supposed to be made provisions for. Yeah. Okay, if you're blind, if you get to the airport, you should be able to access, every area that you want to go before you catch your flight. Yeah. As a blind, as crippled and whatever, but those things were not there. So perhaps that's why they're agitating. Yeah. So how do you assess the management of airline in this country?
I've already... said my position, stated my position.
Yeah, you said your position based on what happened to Kwam, and somebody was saying that Kwam issue was supposed to be a terrorist action. That now, if you were in a developed crime, that guy is supposed to be in prison. He's supposed to be clean up, but nothing happened to her. And just because he apologized, he should have allowed the young lady to apologize too. The Iman. So you understand that kind of a thing. So you don't do this selective judgment. You free someone that stop a whole line, not a whole plane not to move, and that's because I refuse to switch off my phone. You drag me out and naked me. So what kind of what do I call it? I don't know.
Double justice. Well, quickly, let's go down to the next papers for review because I'll be taking two at a time so that we can, because of want of time. And the next is the Vanguard newspaper with the banner headline screaming, armed areas, Boko Haram kills soldiers, others in Benue and Borno states. And then we have women protest fresh killing of 3 by herdsmen in Yelwata and blocks Makodi Lafia Road. That's Boko Haram attacks military formation in Borno, kill 2 soldiers, and NAF airstrikes kills cause of terrorists in Zamfara. U.S. calls for coordinated response against Boko Haram, ISIS, other terrorist groups. Reports of attacks on troops in Kirawa Fakir State. Theater commander. Wow, this is not really appealing. And at the mask of the paper, we have Nigerian non-oil export jumped nearly 20% in first quarter 25 on cocoa, urea demand. Kwam won value jet saga. Industry divided over suspension of pilots. Hunger, poverty beyond mere statistics in Nigeria. That's coming from Obi. Attack on Tinubu, NYSC certificate or not. My life is great. That's coming from Rishi. And then we have, we've seen that Trump to meet with Putin on Friday promises to get back territory for Ukraine. And that's all we have for you on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper. Quickly, let's see what the Guardian has for us this morning, beginning with the banner headline, glitches extortion as police insist on new tinted permits and shift deadline. Also at the mast, we have competent leadership reduced Argentina's poverty rate from 52% to 38.1% in 2 years, says Obi. Reactions trail sanctions, remand of unruly air passenger as federal government decries rising cases. And then we have panel chides NCOS over worsening sanitation in reform facilities. And then we have ADC accuses EFCC of witch hunt as Tambowa held over 189 billion naira breach. Protests rock Yelet water as gunmen kill 3 in fresh attack. NYSC versus Rai, vengeful act says LP as lawyer threatens lawsuit. Oyebanji sacks commissioners, orders in Ekiti. Cabinet reshuffle. And then we also have here visually impaired protesters block airport road over closure of farm craft center. And that's all we have for you on the front page of the Guardian newspaper this morning.
Okay, from Daily Trust, we have this banner headline coming. EFCC detains Tambuwal, invites ex-governor Emeka Ihedioha. Okay, other stories. The World Bank approves $300 million to support IDPs in northern Nigeria. We have IDP here, oh, don't we? Okay, 5 months after federal government ban, another tanker explodes in Kaduna. Boko Haram kills 3 soldiers, abducts schoolgirls in Borno. Again, you will ask, another Castina local government enters peace. Did I get that? Okay, enters peace deal with bandits, plus other small stories down there that you must have seen. The Tribune is the next paper on review this morning. Value Jets Ibom Air incidents is double standard. Justice must be fair. Equal. This is coming from Obi. Just like we have established here, that is double standard. Tambowa in FCC custody over 180. We have seen that story. Any other story of interest? Cautious optimism as INEC braces up for CVR exercise. Reform fatigue says as 16 trillion naira debt service erodes gains of fuel subsidy removal. Tinted permits, we have seen that. Nigeria's health sector funded 90% domestically, says Minister. UBA unveils revamped group website. And down here, FDA approves new eye drop that can fix farsightedness without glasses. Really? I think some people need it here.
It's a good
Okay, any other paper? Okay, the last one. Let's look at it before.
Yeah, the last one is the Blueprint newspaper. NAV kills over 400 bandits in Zamfara forest air raid, and the army sustains fight against oil thieves in Niger Delta. Blueprint and Kinhua harp on stronger Nigeria-China bilateral relation. Customs sees 110 billion contraband arms drugs at Lagos ports. And they will also have Chan home-based Super Eagles in make or mar duel against Sudan. The male are always having this make or mar, but you don't have that with the female. The female just go and win all the things that they need to win, but you will see men having make or mar. I really don't understand this. It's okay. Should maybe just disband these Super Eagles and Kaizu.
Abi?
It's very annoying.
And rename the female Super Eagles. Super Falcons.
External debt servicing surged to 68% to 235.58 billion in 2025. That's coming from the National Bureau of Statistics. And I think that's all we have for you on the front page of the Blueprint newspaper. Okay. Now let's begin to, dissect and
let me just say one thing before you take up the one. DSS arrests 5 over 2022 over church killings.
Yeah, that's in Tribunal.
Yes, I want to commend the DSS for this yeoman's effort they've made. In advanced crimes, sometimes you hear a case that has lasted for 10 years, 15 years, and they are investigating and eventually, get hold of those that committed the offense, charge them to court, and they face the music. But we hardly hear that here. But I commend them for this effort. They did a lot of harm to the worshippers. A lot of lives were lost, burned the church and all that. So I want this matter to be taken serious, and the charge to court immediately to face the music. Thank you.
Okay, that's good to see. Let's talk about this terrorism. We saw what the Nigerian Air Force did, talking about the insurgents in Zamfara State, and at the same time we see what Boko Haram is doing in Benue and Borno State. So I don't know if it's some kind of diversionary tactics where they are scoring high in Zamfara, using the jet to chase these criminals. And the criminals are busy in Borno and Benue State, wrecking havoc. Is it that the Nigerian military is losing or lacking intelligence gathering? Because I don't understand why simultaneous attacks will be going on at 2 different locations, and then you're chasing the ones that you're chasing in Zamfara State.
Yeah, my take on that is, it beats my mind when I hear all these attacks here and there, killings here and there. The question that comes to my mind is, with the population of the people in the Army, Air Force, Navy combined together, can the terrorists or headers or whatever they call them, terrorists, defeat them? So when it baffles me that this thing keeps coming up. So I think they have not told us the truth about it. As far as I'm concerned, they are not very serious.
Worrisome as it is, all these things I just cited, Zamfara, Borno, Benue, these are happening in North. But the most worrisome of it all is another Katsina local government enters peace deal with bandits. That you find on the Daily Trust newspaper. Not too long ago, we heard about certain local governments being, under the enclave of bandits. That now bandits are negotiating with inhabitants of such communities. And we are now having it again in Katsina State. Bandits have taken on that local government and they are going into negotiation. In a country where we have the military, the Air Force, the Navy, the police, name all the forces that you need to name. And So now, does it mean that the government don't even know this local government and then go there and ask what is happening here? I don't understand. Such as the kind of stories that we see on our front pages baffles me.
It's a very big slap on the face of the federal government and the presidency.
Starting with the governor of Katsina State.
Of Katsina State, that they are there, and part of their lands and the other things are being taken over by non-state actors. It's very, very unfortunate. Some time ago, I even mooted the idea of using mercenaries since they've lost idea of what to do. But some people kicked against it. There's nothing wrong in what they call a peer review mechanism. You approach a country and you review what you are doing with they can give you idea of, or even supply you with what you have to do with it. But so far the Nigerian government is not approaching the matter seriously. Like I said some time ago, some people are benefiting as well. A situation where somebody will negotiate with terrorists or Boko Haram tells you something, and the government knows the man. He goes there, negotiates, and comes back, and the terrorists themselves come in, motorcycles. Nobody questions them. How did they abduct people? They go back like that. It shows unseriousness on the government.
Now you're talking about unseriousness on the government. What about this World Bank approval of $300 million?
Yeah, it's part of
to support IDPs in northern Nigeria. Could this be the reason why we will see the end of terrorism?
Everything is business in Nigeria. You should know now, all this flooding, all this war, you can take care of it. You know what to do. You see happening everywhere in Africa.
So like I
forget that thing. Everything is business in Nigeria.
Many people are benefiting from that. That's why you may not see the end to it. This money doled out goes back to the people that are in charge of this thing. That's why Trump canceled most of the donor funds that is coming, because he knows that it's going to
it wasn't actually
to the wrong hands.
Meeting the desired purpose.
Yes. So it's unfortunate that we found ourselves in this situation. But why your people are dying, you are happy collecting money and living fat. It's unfortunate.
Highly unfortunate. Quickly, while we're rounding up, IJ, you were saying something about FDA approves new eye drop that can fix fast-sightedness without glasses. You're talking about yourself, right? Eye drop.
Which one is it? Are you not short-sighted?
But I think you need
Me?
Your fonts are massive on your phone. Mine is normal fonts, so I think you need it. I don't know where you go and get the eye drop. Well, anyway, I see such, I will get one for you. And that's how we wrap the newspaper review this morning. I want to thank you, Star Joy, for making yourself available to be here this morning. And like we always do, go out there, pick up these papers, read, and get information on your country, because if you don't have any other country than Nigeria, even if you travel out of this country, your home is still here. So get empowered and then get information on this country. Definitely will make this country great. It wasn't like this before, but we'll definitely get it great. And that's how we'll be wrapping this segment. Up next, we'll have the discussion segment where we shall be talking about the youth, and that's the engine room of this nation. That includes me and IJ.
Okay.
Thanks for being with us.
Okay, no problem.
Bye for now.